Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we are discussing capitalizing on new ways of engineering with Ramble. And we're lucky to have Mr. Palaniappan Palaguru Swami with us today, who's the head of department, process, electrical, and automation at Ramble. I'll start with a quick introduction on him. He has worked on many international projects in the field of electrical and instrumentation for many years. Specifically, he has broad experience in controls, instrumentation, and electrical systems of large utilities and process systems. During his career, he has acquired excellent intercultural communication skills as he has participated in numerous projects in numerous global countries such as US, Qatar, Denmark, UAE, Singapore, among many, many others. He has experience with concept studies, front end engineering design, detailed engineering design, owner consultant, project management consultancy, multidisciplinary engineering project coordination, among again many others. He has been leading and guiding a team of electrical instrumentation, telecommunication, process, loss prevention, and technical safety engineers and designers. He also has experience in handling procurement engineering activities like purchase requisitions, technical bid evaluation, and vendor drawing reviews, among preparation of epic tender and scope of work. He has worked in various industries such as energy systems, oil and gas, power generation, pulp and paper, water and wastewater treatment, cement, and other utility industries. Thanks so much for joining us today. We also have Gayatri Shankar, who is the DEI lead at Ramble India. So, thank you so much. Over to you for your presentation. But before we move forward, I'd like everybody who's joined the webinar today to leave us questions as comments, which we may address at the end of the session. Over to you.
Yeah, my name is Palani, as I introduced already, and I am heading process safety, automation, and electrical departments in Ramble, India, Chennai. And I've been with Ramble since the last 15 years, and overall I have 33 years of experience. Okay, uh, in this presentation, I'm going to tell you about Ramble and also about the division where what we belong to, the energy division, which we will be telling. Yeah, I'd like to brief about Ramble. And Ramble is an independent consultancy company, specialist in architecture, engineering, consultancy. Okay, and we were founded in 1945 in Denmark. Soon after the World War was completed, we were started, and we have about 18,000 plus experts worldwide in about 35 countries, and we are still spreading across to other countries as well. We are still growing, and we have very strong presence in Nordics, in Denmark, Norway, and others, and also in the UK and North America, and also in other countries in Europe. And in Asia also, we have very strong presence, which I will explain to you in the next slide. And among the business units within Ramboll, we have buildings, transport, energy, environment and health, water, management consulting, architecture and landscape. These are the various business units we have. And Ramboll, as an engineering consultancy company, we have about 2.2 billion euro revenue per year. Okay. This is Ramboll as a company is not owned by a single person or a group of person. It's owned by a foundation, the Ramboll Foundation. Okay. Okay. These are the geography spread of Ramboll across various countries, cities in the world, and our headquarters is located in Copenhagen, Denmark. Here, and we have other offices spread across Northern Europe, in Africa, and in India, in Australia, and many countries in Europe. Okay, who are we? Sure, and what we do. Ramble. We do holistic analysis and of on multidisciplinary deliverables, and we have very good process in place for all the packages what we do, for the bits what we do, for the feed what we do, and for all the detailed designs we do. We have various processes in place that has been proven over time. Over the last 75 years, this process has been developed, and we have very good systems and checks and balances to maintain these processes. We have very good technical skills and also socio-economic competencies to complete the project successfully. And we have very good world-class technical expertise in various fields, which I will explain to you later. And we are able to do large and small scale projects. And we have systems in place for a very good project management, engineering management, and process management, and also various stakeholder management. Internal stakeholders and external stakeholders we manage very well, and that's how we have been very successful for the last 75 years. Okay, sustainability is a keyword, and we have been moving towards sustainable solutions, sustainable projects, and improving sustainability on every project what we do. Okay, that's where we are, and we are very much we take pride in giving sustainable solutions to our clients and to the society as well. Okay, as I told you, these are the before these are the business units within Rambo. We have buildings which has about 26 percentage of the revenue. Environment health, which is having about 24 percentage of the revenue. We have transport, and which is having 20%, and energy, where we belong, myself and Gayatri belong, is which is about 14 percentage of the revenue of Rambo. And water division is having 7 percentage, management consulting 5 percentage, and architecture and landscape 4 percentage. I'll be focusing on this slide deck about energy, and which I'll explain to you. Yeah, this is about energy. What we Energy has about overall 50 years of experience in planning and implementing of various energy solutions. Earlier, be it in oil and gas, now in power, in various forms of power, various forms of energy storage, and all those. We have been very successful for the last 50 years. Expertise of full spectrum of technologies. So whatever technology is available in the market, we do have, and the expertise also we are having. And as I told you before, we are about 14 percentage of Ramble Group revenue. And recently we celebrated 2,000th employee, and we are now crossed 2,000 also. So we are 2,000 plus employees within energy worldwide, and we have 65 offices in 15 countries, including Chennai and Hyderabad in India. Yeah, we are among the 10 leading energy consultancies in Europe. So we take pride in that. Yeah. Energy offices are spread across this, and even in India, so we have many offices. Some of the offices are catering to other business units. The energy employees are sitting in mostly sitting in Chennai and Hyderabad. Yeah. Yeah, energy as for the last 10 years or 15 years now, there has been a lot of changes. Earlier, earlier we this office in Chennai, Ramble Chennai, was also belonging to oil and gas. Okay, before 2018, we belonged to oil and gas, and Ramble slowly changed the strategy of moving away from oil and gas. As a first step, we energy and oil and gas merged together as a business unit on 1st of January 2018. And overall, we have set up a target of moving away from oil and gas by 2025, another 2 years. So we'll be moving away from oil and gas, and we'll be focusing on green energy altogether. We may support on some of the safety critical oil and gas projects, which wherein because we have developed the technology, we have developed the skill, and if we are not there, and if the clients will clients project or clients installation and facilities will suffer, then we will go in and do the projects. Otherwise, we will not go in and do the projects for oil and gas. Okay, so decarbonization is a key word here, and there has been a lot of increase in the demand for energy. And as you know, many companies have signed the UN Charter also, and to the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), and one of the many of the SDGs point the way towards green energy. And since most of the countries are signed those SDGs, they are obliged to move towards green fuels, green energy. So there'll be a lot of investments coming in that area. So future is green energy, and whatever energy demand is coming up in the future will be mostly fulfilled by green energy. Okay, that's and this slide is showing. And the new technologies what we have is hydrogen. Production of hydrogen can be in many ways. So green hydrogen can be produced only using the green energy. Okay, we produce the green energy from wind, and though the power produced from the wind is used to produce hydrogen from seawater using electrolyzer, and from hydrogen we can convert it to X, that is power to X, and we have technologies to make methane and to produce liquefied methane and also ammonia. Many forms of hydrogen we can do, and we have developed the technologies also for that. And energy storage and the carbon capture is also the field where we are developing, and we have a very good expertise in this. Okay, so what are the expertise we have in the energy? Wind and solar, and green hydrogen and power to X, carbon capture, utilization and storage, CCUS, and energy infrastructure, and district energy, bioenergy, waste to energy, and energy intensive industries. I'll explain these in the next slides. Wind and solar, we are very strong in wind. We are very strong in offshore and onshore wind. In fact, Ramble is a market leader in wind, offshore wind, in the design field, and we have been in the market for last 15-20 years in offshore substations, offshore wind. And the knowledge we gained out of oil and gas, offshore oil and gas, is transferred to the offshore wind, and that's how we are market leaders there. And we have been doing many projects. About 60% plus of the wind towers, windmill towers in the sea foundations are designed by Ramboll, and close to 60% of the offshore substations are also designed by Ramboll worldwide. Okay, so we are also into solar, and both onshore solar, where we are doing small scale up to megawatt scale. Okay, so megawatt scale projects we are doing and being implemented already across the world. Okay, okay. Green hydrogen and power to X. This is where we are moving towards. And all the knowledge we gained out of oil and gas projects will be utilized here. The knowledge we gained out of oil and gas will not go waste. because the hydrogen, we need all the technologies out of oil and gas in hydrogen production, the pipeline design, and all those is required very much. And the conversion of hydrogen into other forms like methane, liquefied methane, and methanol, ammonia, and all those will require the same, almost the same technologies, and the electrolyzer and all those will be given, will be provided by the vendors. But Ramble will be writing the specifications and also calculations, and all those we'll be doing. And balance of plant design also will be done, which will include the multidiscipline approach. All disciplines will be handling all in these projects, producing green hydrogen and power to X projects. And we are completing mostly the feed and concept study projects, and those are going into implementation now, and we'll be getting into EPC phase of those projects as well. Carbon capture, utilization, and storage, CCUS. That's also we are very strong, and we have been developing technologies for this, and we have been supporting many clients in the market to do this, and from Ramble Chennai also we have been doing it. Energy infrastructure is where we see a lot of investments coming in the future. The power produced anywhere need to be transmitted from one place to another. So transmission, distribution, storage of power in terms of battery energy storage systems, uh, or in other forms of thermal storage, or any other form of energy storage that we'll be able to do. And the importance of battery energy storage system is also very much to be understood, because the conventional power generation can meet surge power or required for short duration, but the wind or solar power will not be able to meet the such power requirement. So we need battery energy storage system to meet the short term energy demand. Okay, so these are the infrastructure projects where we are working on. Okay, and district energy, and most of the cities in Europe and also in US will require heating, and some of the cities in other tropical countries will require cooling also. So we are a specialist in this. We've been making the projects for the pumping stations and others, for the district heating and also for the cooling. And from Chennai, we have been supporting on these projects as well from Chennai. And bioenergy from the organic material, producing power from organic material. We have been specialists in this, and we have been doing this for many years. And using boilers, and also through using other incinerators and all those. Okay, and waste to energy, and similar to bioenergy, this is also one of the field which has been Ramble is a specialist in, and at least one or two projects we have supported from Chennai on these projects. Energy intensive industries is one. It's a new field, and we have been supporting this. And there are a lot of data centers coming up, which is a power intensive industry. We are designing those data centers, and also mega factories, electrification of mega factories, and all those we have been designing. So all this will come under energy intensive industries. Okay, now coming to okay. Now coming to some of the examples. So I'm not going into the project details, because I'll not be able to give the complete project details here. But success stories I'll be able to give you, and MP Wind and MP Wind is a project in US. It's an offshore substation. If you can see the project, the yellow part is jackets, and the other one, a white part is here is on the top side. And we did the concept study, and we did the feed, and now we are in the EPAC phase, and we it's a multidiscipline project, and 60% of the project was done from Ramble Chennai, and this is a green energy project. Okay, is the project involved electrical, automation, telecom, and other disciplines, and E3D, Aviva E3D, and Aviva engineering software was used in this project. Okay, and similar to this, we have Changwa 1 and 2. We have been doing Changwa offshore substations in Taiwan for many years now. From Changwa 1 to Changwa 4, we have been installing all the substations. The fourth one, engineering, is ongoing now. Changwa 1 to 3 is already installed, tested, and commissioned and online. And specifically, we made an engineering solution for Changwa 4, and Changwa 3 and Changwa 4 is almost the same capacity. So 600 megawatt capacity, but we made a saving of about 700 metric tons of steel on Changwa 4 with respect to Changwa 3. So that is a sustainability. So that's where sustainability comes in, and giving a sustainable solution to the client and to the society by saving about 15 percentage of steel. We were able to save lot of on energy and also on the carbon capture and downstream economical solution to the end client and a good solution to the society. So that's where our engineering expertise comes in. And the South Fork is also a offshore substation in US. This is almost completed and getting installed now. This is also a project where about a 70 percentage of the engineering in terms of maneuvers was done from Chennai. And this is also a multidiscipline project, having all disciplines, including starting from process safety to structures. About 60% of work was done from Chennai. And this is also a green energy project. Okay. And Chennai has been involved in offshore substations since many years, and we have been doing this very successfully. Okay, and the important part is the collaboration across the countries, because the client will be in US. The consultant Ramble is distributed in Europe and in India. Vendors will be in from across the world. DNV will be DNV, who is a um, uh, design supervisor, who is also who will be in Europe, and the yard who is by manufacturing maybe in Singapore. So we will be working across various time zones, uh, and collaboration across the world, having meetings late in the night or early in the morning. So we managed it all. It's a challenge, and we managed. Okay, it's a brief about Ramble Chennai. Uh, we have our director, global director, Anas, sitting in Denmark, and Balaji, our director. So he's heading the division here in Chennai, and Gayatri, who is there in this call, is a HR business partner, and Narayan, business controller, and HSCQ coordinator, Sujata, all daughter to Balaji. And we have three HODs controlling various disciplines, myself controlling process safety, automation, electrical, and Purushothaman is handling piping mechanical, and Sarana Kumar is handling structure. So that's a high level organization of Ramble Chennai. And Ramble Energy in Chennai. will require various competencies. We have these competencies already, but we have a lot of requirements which is being posted in our website, and we have requirements professionals, engineers and designers in process discipline, in loss prevention and technical safety discipline. The process will include all people experienced in process plants in oil and gas, in offshore substations, and other areas, hydrogen projects and power takes projects, people experienced in those areas. And similarly, people with offshore experience also will be required. Okay. And loss prevention and technical safety also, we require people with QRA experience, quantitative risk assessment experience, uh, automation and telecom, on OT security, will require professionals from various levels, from lead level until engineer level, and also designers in 2D as well as 3D. Most of our 3D activities are in Aviva E3D. We need specialists in those areas also. Electrical, there will be requirement for low voltage, high voltage DC, HVDC, battery energy storage systems, and for mechanical, we require people with tanks and vessel experience, rotating equipment experience, heating, ventilation, air conditioning experience, and plant design, that's piping, that will include layout team, 3D model team, and all those. Structures will include onshore structure, offshore topside, and marine structure. That will be global jackets division, and marine structure, finite element analysis. The people with those experience also will be required. We require people in pipeline, onshore and offshore pipeline. We also looking for people with project control experience, interface control, project management, engineering management experience, people with them, those experience also. And we require people with operation maintenance experience also, and commissioning experience. So these are the competences we have in Chennai, and there'll be some requirements already available in our website. You can go through and have a look. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? And incidentally, these two gentlemen, Ramble and Heinemann, or the two gentlemen who founded Ramble way back in 1945. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that overview. It was extraordinarily detailed and really helpful in setting the context today. I do have a few questions, and I'll begin with the first one, which I think a lot of the attendees of this webinar would have. So, what kind of opportunities does Rambol offer for engineers who are just starting their careers, and how does the company support the professional growth and development for young engineers?
Yeah. We have a yearly intake of freshers, graduate engineers, and designer trainees, and we have a structured curriculum also for the training, for the development, young engineers development in various disciplines. We take in we take in people, and we put them on a rigorous 6 months training, and parallelly, if possible, they'll be on job as well, apart from the training, and they'll be supporting other senior engineers and leads on various projects. So apart from the training what we give on the classroom level, and detailed training on various aspects of each discipline, we give them on job training as well. So after the end of 6 months, they'll be put on about 30% on project full time, and rest of the hours will go into the training. And after end of 1 year, we will evaluate them and then put them in the right place, and there'll be evaluation at the end of the year. And we spend a lot of resources and on training. And in fact, this year we have spent a lot of hours and money on training on various aspects, on the tool training, on communication trainings, and even for emotional intelligence training and such trainings we give, and we start with holistic development of the person, the young engineers, to be developed as an engineer who can step into the world and confidently. So that way we develop in 1 year.
That's fantastic. The holistic
Aparna,
aspects really helpful.
if I can just add to what Palaniappan said from the HR angle, I can tell you that in addition, we do have a very robust curriculum where it's also soft skills and technical skills, and we are very fortunate that the graduate engineering trainees become billable very soon, so they get on the projects and they are client facing. They are with, even though we say 6 months, we have managed to kind of make them billable within the first 3 to 4 months, which means they are on live projects. So that's the kind of support that we give to all of the freshers.
Fantastic. That's actually really helpful. While I have you, Gayatri, I do have a question for you,
Sure.
which is around diversity and inclusivity, which is something that a lot of the engineers care about and are increasingly
Yeah.
important in the workplace. So, how does Rambol promote diversity within its engineering teams, and what initiatives are in place to ensure a welcoming and inclusive work environment for all engineers?
Sure. So the two gentlemen that you see on screen, Mr. Ramble and Hanneman, so even before DEI and sustainability became a famous term, so in the last 4 or 5 years, we've been hearing a lot about sustainability and inclusion and all of that. But our founding fathers, as we call them, in 1945, our mission statement said our Rambol was founded in 1945, and our founding fathers' mission was to create sustainable societies where people and nature flourish. So back then in 1945, that's the mission on which Rambol was founded. So we have a very clear and we are a trust-owned organization. So basically, our whatever profits we make is pumped back into society. So the whole outlook is not just very business oriented, while we function in a very professional way, but our whole outlook is to kind of work towards inclusion, diversity and sustainability. That's part of our DNA as such. And now we are welcoming, Palaniappan said, we are welcoming a lot of Gen Zs and into the organization. So we are looking at all aspects, right from the design of the office, to the kind of engagement activities that we do, right to the food that we serve in the canteen. We are trying to kind of cater to the various generations at work, because they do kind of look at various aspects as to how they spend their time, and they're also looking at meaningful engagement from work. So we are doing also a lot of CSR activities where our employees are pulled in, and we have a very robust CSR a function also at Rambol. We like all other organizations, we are also focusing on diversity. Right now we are focusing on gender diversity. We want to fix our basics. So 3 years ago, where we started from 15%, we are now to about 30%, and diversity, and we are kind of trying to grow more. And we have also certain very concerted programs towards STEM, trainees that we like to hire. And we are working on a returning mothers program, or returning women's program, just not mothers, but also returning women who have had a career break and who want to kind of come back to mainstream profession. So we have a program. We are working on a program for them that we'll soon launch. So there are several initiatives that we have. We have also a very live and thriving women's network. Very interesting topics that gets discussed there. So all in all, we are looking at our policies to be more inclusive and diverse. We and we are doing pretty well because our founding mission itself is based on DEI as such.
That's really great. Programs like these really help engineers who maybe have had career breaks, and it's really useful. It does promote a lot of acceptability and inclusivity, an inclusive work environment. So that's thank you for your thank you for addressing that. I have one final question to both of you. Engineering often involves collaboration on multidisciplinary teams. Can you tell us about the collaborative culture at Ramble and how engineers work together to tackle complex challenges and deliver exceptional results?
Yeah, collaboration is one point is very important for success, and in fact, we have been very successful in that. We have projects sitting in Europe, and some of the team sitting in Europe, and some we sitting in India, part of the team. We call ourselves as a work sharing office, and we share work from European offices. Okay, and definitely there should be some collaboration from European office and India. And as I told sometime before, we are handling clients sitting in various places. Clients will be in US. uh, our engineering office, or the main office in Denmark, and our Chennai office is supporting them, and vendors sitting in various places around the world, and DNV is in another country. So we have to collaborate with all of them, and we have to collaborate people sitting in from in various time zones. We have managed all this, and we have a very robust system in place for communication in terms of video conference and the teams and all those, and we are our team is very successful in this. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Aparna, if I can add to that, uh, we when we talk collaboration, it's from the start, from the inception to till the end, right? So we ensure that all teams that are working together are considered one team, irrespective of the geography that they sit in. So they are invited into meetings, both formal and informal, just to ensure that camaraderie between the teams. Right, they need to know each other. So there are lunch and learn sessions right from the startup meeting. All our employees, irrespective of where they sit, are put into one meeting, and they get an equal opportunity to kind of listen in, interact with clients, and understand the project on the same lines. And we have various technology that support this as well. We are all on teams, and all our of course all our engineers are on a hybrid working, so they are all given laptops so they can log in from wherever they are, whatever time it is. And since we also have a flexible working policy, so that gives them, like for instance, if somebody is on a US project, then we give them the flexibility to kind of start late, work from home, take in those late evening meetings, and then come in later the next day. So all of this, amongst all of this, we also focus on the work life balance. That's extremely important for us. And that's equal to all, irrespective of where you sit in the organization, no matter which hierarchy, which location. So that's something which is extremely important for us.
That's That's really good to know. Mental health is crucial, specifically in fields like engineering, where it is problem solving every day. So that's really helpful for engineers who are out there looking for prospective roles. Before we conclude our discussion here, would either of you have some parting words of wisdom for any of the engineers who are looking to join the Ramble team or are trying to upskill themselves? Would be really helpful.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, young engineers who are starting their career or with a 5 years experience. So apart from the technical knowledge, yeah, technical knowledge is important. The commitment, okay, and the communication, and it's two are very important. Commitment and communication, I think, is very very important for them, and they have to develop this, and then they can be very successful.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And
Thank you.
yeah,
Yes,
and
Gayatri.
and also now with AI and everything coming in, there is this a huge question of what do we do with humans, eventually. But
Mm,
we are not going to go out of fashion anyways, so like Palani said, I think we need to kind of upskill ourselves, and also just be empathetic, just be human. I think we will all stay abreast no matter what. I think that's important. And yeah, and we are all, like, for instance, we are in green energy, and green energy is new. So Palaniappan is learning now, and everybody. So no matter what age you are, whether you're a young engineer or a mid career engineer, I think there's always scope to learn, and kind of revamp your whole skill sets. So it's never too late to learn. All our heads of department are learning,
mm,
they all have about 35 years of experience, but from an oil and gas to a green energy, they are making the transition, and they are taking all of our engineers along in the learning journey. So that's how it is. So
mm,
yeah, it's never too late to learn and revamp your skill sets.
mhm.
Fantastic. I think the message to constantly evolve and learn hits home for everybody. Thank you so much for both of you for joining us today. This was a really informative session. It was great learning about Ramble and the diversity and inclusivity that it has, and welcoming engineers across all divisions. So, thank you for your time today and have a great evening.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for the
Thank
opportunity.
you.
All the best, all of you.